What's going on, Dragon Brawlers? Scott Simon here for London Players Guild, bringing you a different kind of video. We're going into the lore aspect of Dragon Ball Heroes today. We're pulling out one of my favourite villains and one of the coolest concepts slash villains slash sagas Dragon Ball's ever done. And so today we are going to explain Mechikabura. So Mechikabura first got referenced in Dragon Ball Online, but he never really was a thing then. His real claim to fame was in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga slash game for Heroes. That's when he really became prominent. First appearing as an elderly figure, the Daikaioshin, very weakened state. Like, that's what we first see of him. We later learn that he was a candidate to become the Supreme Kai of Time. So he trained alongside Kranoa at this time. Demagogue, Gravy, and Poutine also worked for Mechikabura. So it was kind of this, like, you can kind of see where the seeds of villainy were already going. But at this point, they were both candidates to become the Supreme Kai of Time. They were gifted with a turkey egg. And basically it was like, whoever raises this creature will become the Supreme Kai of Time. And obviously Kranoa ends up becoming the Supreme Kai of Time, so she raises it herself, whereas Mechikabura attempts to try and cheat his way there using dark magic, which distorts it, and then that becomes Doki Doki, which you see Fu using and having around in the current iteration of Dragon Ball Heroes. But because of this corruption, and they were basically like, no, none of this, so he was sealed in a crack of time by Kranoa. And obviously while he was there, he became this older version of himself, being trapped for a long, long time. But there were plans, like the Dark Empire, which Mechikabura formed, essentially becomes the Time Breakers, which is Toa and Mira, and their whole thing was like getting enough energy to revive Mechikabura. We'll explore the Time Breakers at another day if people want to see it. I feel like more people know Toa and Mira than they do Mechikabura, so that's why we're not really going to focus too much on them today. So after getting enough energy, Toa revives Mechikabura, who is, like as we've said, in this olden state. He's still really powerful. Like not to mistake that, he is a powerful villain in his own right, but he's not in his prime. He's not the Dark King just yet. So Toa plans to use the Dark Dragon Balls to regain his youth. That would be their wish they use. But with the Dark Dragon Balls, they scatter before they have a chance to do that. And unlike the Dragon Balls where they just get sent across Earth, the Dark Dragon Balls go across space and time, ending up implanted in various villains that we know and love. So Frieza, Cell, Boo, Tails, Slug, Dark Broly, like, they all get embodied a chest. Like, their chest ends up having a Dark Dragon Ball of a varying number, and it's up to the Dark Empire to reclaim these, as well as obviously the Time Patrol to stop them. Like it would be bad if Mechikabura became the Dark King again, essentially, and get like his whole motivation is fueled by revenge. He wants Kranoa to suffer for what she did to him, and he wants to be an evil villain that rules over all of time and space. You know, so he's got some grand ambitions. So basically, the Dark Empire clash with the Time Patrol to gain control of these Dark Dragon Balls. Most notably, Mechikabura ends up along at the Tree of Might with Salza, a character we'll go into at another time, and the Dark Mask King, which is King Vegeta, but obviously with the mask and the cool cape and under the spell of Mechikabura, very, very truly so. And that's basically to fight Xenotails, who has the Dark Dragon Ball inside of him. Other than that, the only real time Mechikabura gets involved with the Dark Dragon Balls is alongside Dark Broly. Basically, Paragus loses control. Dark Broly ends up hurting Toa, which sends Mira into this uncontrollable state. And yeah, like, it's crazy. It essentially it looks like Super Saiyan 5 is the look Mira gets here. And then Xenogoku is also there, and he's like, we can't let this happen. So Dark Broly, Mira, and Xenogoku all collide, and Mechikabura is basically like, yeah, they're all pretty strong. They're all pretty much on the same power level. So they fight out, and then Mechikabura eventually gains the Dark Dragon Ball from Dark Broly. Or Xeno Broly, whatever you want to call it. It's actually technically Dark Broly though. Which is weird, considering all of the other ones are called Xeno, but Broly, being Broly, gets his own treatment and is called Dark Broly. There's no Dark Tails or Dark Frieza. I don't know. Dragon Ball Heroes for you guys. Naming conventions kind of go out the window. So now Mechikabura has all 7 Dark Dragon Balls. He heads into his little castle and begins preparation to summon Dark Shenron, who is a gnarly looking design. Honestly, one of like the coolest Shenrons out there. To be fair, all the Shenrons look really good. But Dark Shenron definitely has this striking design not seen since the negative energy Shenron, I guess. So basically, it's like, yeah, Xenodender, cheers, mate. Cheers for helping me out here. The Time Patrol come and like, no, Mechikabura, you can't do it. But Mechikabura's like, it's too late. Giant Dark Shenron's up in the sky. He uses the wish, and basically, as he does this, his youth comes back. He becomes the Dark King Mechikabura that he was in his prime. But Cronoa knows what he's like. Like, obviously, they have history, and she's like, I can't let this happen. And basically summons all of the power of time she has to seal herself, Mechikabura, and the Demon Realm inside the Time Labyrinth. And yeah, it's quite a really striking scene. She basically turns to Trunks and is like, protect Toki Toki, and then poof, seals herself away. It's quite emotional. And so Mechikabura, on the advent of getting this desired youth back, he's sealed away again, which is kind of karma, basically. It's like, it's really nice storytelling. It's like, he breaks free, gets what he wants, and then ends up trapped again. This time he's trapped with Cronoa though. And this is key here. So while they're trapped, Mechikabura basically brainwashes Cronoa, makes an evil Cronoa. Obviously being trapped inside with him was not good for her. And he eventually uses this to his own advantage, making a portal, and it's basically like, I'm out, like, I'm too strong for you, like, I'm gonna go and be villainous again. But this is like prime Mechikabura now. He is the Dark King, so to speak. He is so powerful. I don't know how to really equate his power just yet. You'll understand as the fights happen, like how strong he actually is. But essentially, yeah, he's at the power where he can basically be like, you know what? You all get power ups. All of these demon gods. So you got Toa, Gravy Poutine, Dabura, Salza, Shroom. You all get power ups. You all become stronger, which obviously means trouble for the Time Patrol. So the Time Patrol have to team up with Demigra, which is poetic justice if I've ever heard it. Like, they have to team up with Demigra. So, and then basically during this time, it's all about Trunks and Demigra trying to seal away Mechikabura again, and also to free Toa from the Cronoa from the brainwashing Mechikabura had done to her during the Time Labyrinth. And they essentially lead a massive onslaught. Like, all of the Time Patrol are there. Demigra's there with his little army. And they lead a massive assault on the tower that Demigra Mechikabura now resides in, and essentially knocks them all out apart from Trunks. Like, just, he's that strong. Mechikabura basically then brings all of the defeated villains that the Time Patrol and stuff have managed to beat. He brings them back, mushes them into an orb, and absorbs them to get the power, and then wreaks havoc on the Time Nest, which is the home of the Time Patrol, and obviously where Turkey resides. So, having destroyed this safety, this beacon of hope for time, it's literally just Trunks again. But now he has Super Saiyan God, and now he can kind of hold his own a bit more against Mechikabura. Still not really being able to beat him or get the upper hand. But with the power of this like black orb that Mechikabura has, he unleashes his time power form. And I think it's referred to as Time Power Unleashed as the official translation. Basically, he gets a nice new outfit. His red on his face becomes black, and he gets nice long demon horns. It's a really cool form. I like it a lot. And so now this Time Power Unleashed Mechikabura goes toe-to-toe with Super Saiyan God Trunks, and it's badass. And there's attempts from Demogorgon to try and seal him. There's attempt to save the people that Mechikabura has absorbed. But then Mechikabura's like, you know what, I'm just going to absorb time, and then heals all the damage that he had endured. At this point, Goku arrives. He's like, look, we've got the Keyblade. It's called the Key Sword, but it's very reminiscent of a Keyblade or Soul Calibur from the Soul Calibur series. And basically all of these guys power up. So you've got Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Gohan, Vegeta. They fuse into Vegeta, so they've got Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. You've got Pan there, got Goten, and they're all just trying to overwhelm Mechikabura here as they try and seal him away. Mechikabura's even at one point, he's like, yeah, Vegeta, that's you're pretty strong, but everything you do to me, I've absorbed time. I'm just going to heal it. Then Demogorgon back in again, tries to chain him up again with like these astral chains, I guess is what you can refer to them as. And then Xeno Trunks has now evolved the Key Sword. But Mechikabura's still not scared. He's like, yeah, throw whatever you want. Throw whatever you want at me. I'm gonna just heal it anyway. And then Demogorgon yanks him towards Trunks. And then Trunks lands a really another strike onto Mechikabura. But he's like, what are you doing? I'm just gonna heal it. But then realizes the seal Cronoa used, like the nice little clock face, starts to appear on him, and Trunks is like, the power of gods, the power of darkness, the power of light, and the power of time have all been combined to seal you, Mechikabura. You aren't getting away with this. And then stabs the sword into the ground. When then you got chains coming down, halos start to appear, and then Trunks is like, you will go to the eternal labyrinth. Mechikabura basically vowing to escape as he's sealed away again. And this is such a key thing here. As Mechikabura is being sealed away, his dark energy, his dark essence is essentially released around him. And this will come into play at a later date. So yeah, that's basically the entire history of Mechikabura up until this point. Will we see him again? It's interesting because essentially the Dark King is now being passed on to Fu. So I'm not sure where we go from here for Mechikabura, but he is one of the coolest villains, and hopefully you've enjoyed this quick explanation. I say quick, we're already at 15 minutes. As to Mechikabura and the story of Mechikabura, I really want to explore more Dragon Ball Heroes, guys. So if you did enjoy this deep dive or quick look, I don't know which one you would prefer it as. I feel like I only skimmed the surface, hitting the major beats, but it's also a lot deeper than most other content for Mechikabura I've seen on the internet. So, I don't know, like, to me personally, this was a quick look, but obviously for people who don't know Mechikabura, this is quite a deep dive. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot of characters who you might be like, who? Who? Who's that? And I would love to explore them and be like, this is who they were. And then you can be like, oh, I get it now. Because Heroes has a lot of cool Heroes canon characters to itself, and it's a really fun thing to explore. So if you did enjoy this video, guys, please leave a like. Let me know which characters you want to see explored next. Do you want to see what the other members of the Demon Realm? Do you want me to explore Gravy Poutine? Something like that? Do you want me to cover Demagogue's story? Because Demagogue didn't do it out of the goodness of his own heart. Like, Demagogue had his ulterior motives. Like, and obviously people do know Demagogue is a villain as well. So, like, there's interesting stuff in there. Or we can go and look at Toa, who is probably the most notable non-main villain for Dragon Ball, right? Like, she's never appeared in the mainline series, but she's probably the most well-known. And so it would be cool to deep dive into Toa, because she has her hand in basically everything that isn't mainline Dragon Ball. She even appeared in Kakarot. So, yeah, there's a lot of love for Toa. So I think Toa would probably be the one I did next, because Toa has a lot of different forms, appearances, and she's just really cool. Yeah, I've been Scott Sedman, guys. This has been Mechikabura Explained, and I'll see you next time.